abruptly out of his life, from his youthful idealism to his early years of poverty, when he learned to digest discouragement and turn despair into equanimity, and then to the wisdom of his old age. What is most important is that this major contribution to Zen teaching and practice is now available to you for your own life. Opening the hand of thought is the very act of Zazen. It is the original Buddhist practice of not grasping and clinging, the practice of freedom as it occurs in this very moment in your mind. As the subtitle says, this book offers you a foundation of understanding, intention, and aspiration based on actually doing Zen practice. There was an earlier Opening the Hand of Thought. It has been revised here and the language clarified. We have added new prefaces, an index, and extended endnotes. We three translators have all been transformed by Uchiyama Roshi's big mind. Shohaku Okumura was a young student when he met him. Okumura became his disciple and eventually settled in the United States to teach Zen. Daitsu Tom Wright went in the other direction, from Wisconsin to Kyoto, where he too became a disciple of Uchiyama Roshi. Wright stayed in Japan and was able to go on working with his teacher until Uchiyama's death in 1999. Jisho Warner first met Uchiyama's teachings in the United States as they began to take root here over 20 years ago. This book is a labor of love from Kosho Uchiyama and from the three of us. Teacher and Disciple by Shohaku Okumura. In 1965, when I was a 17-year-old high school student, a friend of mine went to Antaiji in Kyoto and stayed there for a few weeks for a special summer practice period for students. In the fall, my friend told me all about his experience there, sitting zazen, listening to the old priest's lectures and working with the young priest. He was particularly impressed by the way the young priest taught him how to make a fire, to keep the firewood burning well, to heat water for the bath, and to extinguish the fire before the water became too hot. It was his first experience with a wood fire. He learned what being mindful and attentive means. The old priest was Kodo Sawaki Roshi. The young priest was his disciple, Kosho Uchiyama. In June of that year, Uchiyama Roshi had published his book, Self, Jiko. I borrowed the book from my friend and became very interested in Uchiyama Roshi's way of life. The next February, my friend had surgery to deal with stomach pain he had had since the previous fall. He was very sick for a few more months, and then he died. After his death, his mother told me that he had had intestinal cancer, and because he was young, the cancer grew very quickly. This friend's death was one of the reasons I became a Buddhist priest. With his own death, he showed me the impermanence in actuality. He was a great teacher and bodhisattva for me. I was very fortunate to encounter such a clear explanation of Zen practice in the very beginning of my practice. Even to a high school student like me, it was understandable. I began to see that our thoughts are the same as clouds. In our upright sitting, all different kinds of thoughts come up, stay for a while, and disappear. We just let them come up and let them go away, not controlling our mind or preventing the thoughts from coming up and passing away, not grasping or chasing after them either. We try to keep the same upright, immovable posture, no matter what conditions we are in, and to trust that above the clouds of thoughts, Buddha's wisdom and compassion are shining like the sun in a clear blue sky. This is what opening the hand of thought has come to mean in my life. When I first read Uchiyama Roshi's book, Self, Jiko, in 1965, I wanted to become Uchiyama's disciple, even though I knew nothing about Buddhism or Zen. After I graduated high school, I tried to visit Antaiji, but it was a very small temple, with no temple gate marking the entrance, so I could not find it.